Rant of the Week. I'm your host, Justin Worden, and we are going to use today to kick off 2026 with a topic about challenging the status quo. Now, if you're still watching, before you hang up and think that this is going to be a personal development class, I'll leave that to my good buddy, Jarek Robbins. But I will do is I will take challenging the status quo and we'll mix it into how we're running our business. Now, last year, I had the wonderful luxury of traveling around to multiple countries and visiting some of the biggest and best trade shows in our industry. And I was blown away. During those trade shows, I got to sit down and meet with high-level executives and CEOs of some of the biggest companies and brands in this electronics manufacturing industry. And one of the common themes that I get a lot, a question that I often hear, is how do I improve my ROI on trade shows? Well, that's not a simple question to answer. In fact, you know what? Actually, it is. Once I share with them the way I look at trade shows and the way I invest marketing on the front end and the back end and the partners I use, a light bulb kind of goes off in their head. And they realize that a trade show is no longer about walking in and hoping to get a PO. Now, I hear that back in the day, the glory days, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that is how trade shows work. You went to the show and you had slips and you were expecting to get POs, sell capital equipment, sell consumables, sell your products right there on the trade show floor. But that's not what it's all about. So I'm telling you right now, when I say challenging the status quo, what I really mean is let's take a look at your marketing and your sales strategy as we go into 2026. It's January. We're all very motivated right now, but what I can tell you is if you're going to do the exact same marketing and the exact same sales that you did last year and the year before, you're going to get the same results. Now, I know the economy is in flux. A lot of people are wondering where companies are going to spend their money, and that's the excuse that we're already hearing 2 weeks into the new year, and it's very valid. But I also want to say that if you try something new, it might just work. For example, let's just look at the people you use for marketing and sales. Now, when I go into a trade show like you, I'm extremely stressed out from getting the carpet, the electric, all the different things you have to do. Right now, you're probably getting emails as you watch this from EPsidoe with reminders and deadlines. It's a lot of work. Now, ROCKA has always had a really good booth, whether it's Mexico, here, Brazil, USA, and even over in Germany at Productronic. But we can't do that all by ourselves. But we do it with good partners. We use Claire over at What's New in Electronics. We use Jessica Molloy over at Asteria Sales and Marketing. We use Rob over at SCS. And I'm going to highlight Rob because he's not so much on the marketing, but he is because building your booth, being able to show up at a trade show and just walk in with your booth built, the design done, walk in, put your product down, and getting the work is a wonderful asset. And in the end, when I average out the cost of using someone to design, build, and set up my booth and even tear it down versus doing it on my own, it's about the same. So why not lower the stress level and focus more on the sales and marketing side and let someone else, let an expert that already has those relationships do that. So reach out to Rob, SCS. He'll take care of it for you, and you'll be so happy you did. But moving over to the marketing side, one thing that happened 7 years ago, well, 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, when I joined the electronics manufacturing industry, I brought a new kind of marketing, a kind of marketing that really upset a lot of people, especially my competitors. But I didn't do anything new. You know, I always thank Steve Stacho over at Austin American Technology for bringing me on to their company. At a time when the industry was at a real low, they made the investment to bring me on and challenge the status quo, switch up 180 degrees of the marketing they were doing, and we did everything different. And I'm very happy to say we had a lot of success. But it wasn't different kind of marketing. It was a different kind of marketing than what the industry was used to. All I did was use marketing that other bigger companies and bigger industries were using. Modern marketing. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's not about just posting something on Instagram. It's not about just taking a selfie in front of your booth. It's not about just trying to get an article in a magazine. There are so many other options out there that can strategically put you ahead of your competition and get you more exposure. So again, challenging the status quo is 2026. We're 2 weeks into January. We're going to do the same thing we did last year and expect a different result. Now, if you're still watching this, you're like, all right, Justin, get on with it. What's the answer? Well, I don't have the answer for you, or at least I'm not going to give it to you on this video. ROCKA Solutions, the company I'm with now, is wonderful. And yes, we sell consumables and we manufacture really good consumables. And our motto is everything you need. But it's also a model driven behind with our customers. We invest into their manufacturing process. The more money we save them by switching them over to lower cost, higher quality products, the more money we make as a company. It's a wonderful model. You save more money, I make more money. What an amazing business model to have. But ROCKA Solutions is more than just caring about the manufacturing. We have a very elaborate marketing and sales engine, and we're willing to open up the curtain and share with you how we do it to make your company better. Because again, the more money you make, or more money you make and the more money you save, the more money we make. So there are some selfish undertones, but that's the world we live in. So as I wrap up this call, I'd like to say, reach out. Let us tell you how we do things. I've already shared some of the partners we work with and how they will benefit you and save you time. Time is sometimes more valuable than money. And the last thing I'll say before I do finally turn off the camera is Happy New Year, and thank you for watching another episode of the JW